Hello, gentle viewers. It is 215 to 214 BC, and Carthage and Rome are battling over the control of the Mediterranean with Tabletop Simulator, Hannibal, Rome versus Carthage. Carthage is off to a pretty good start. They have 12 of the 18 regions, and Rome's going to have to do something this turn. Because if Hannibal can get down into Apulia and Lucania and start wreaking havoc there, it's going to be an awfully difficult task for Rome to stop them. But Rome has its own possibilities as well. First of them is reinforcing Mr. Publius Scipio. Although Scipio will actually leave the board now. We've done what we wanted to do, which is keep Hasdrubal distracted, and then we can always send a second expedition later on. So, it is now time. Let me get my player aid that I wrote on. For reinforcements, and Carthage gets theirs first. Hanno gets an additional soldier. I can send 2 to Spain, so I'm going to do exactly that, and that's going to go to Hasdrubal. And 1 for Hannibal. Rome is going to place their consuls after... No, they do consuls first. So we're going to do exactly that. We have Paulus on the board as our proconsul, and we're going to see who joins him. Flaminius and Varro. Well, Flaminius is really good at pursuit. We haven't really had to do that yet, but basically, if an enemy avoids battle, he's good at tracking them down. He's also reasonably okay general. The other is Varro. Now, Varro is incredibly fast, but he's also a very bad general. So, I'm going to go ahead... Actually, Paulus is great at defense. Flaminius is as good as he is. So, Paulus, I'm taking you off the board, and you're going to go in Flaminius's box. And all of your troops go there as well. And then Mr. Varro, you're going to come down here to Agrigentum. And you're going to be responsible for wearing down Syracuse and trying to get that back for Rome. Scipio is removed from the board. And his 1 troop is left behind in the city here. Alright, the last step of this turn is to go ahead and draw the cards, and we're going to start with Rome first. Because remember, Rome always has the option to go first if they wish to. Give me 8 beautiful cards. And we do have a minor campaign, so we have another option too, which is ignore Syracuse and send Varro to Spain. Both of which could be very interesting decisions. Because if I can start weakening their control over Spain, we're going to have a pretty neat ability here. And most importantly, I have Cato counsels Rome, which means Carthage doesn't. I'm so sorry. What do I wish to do? What do I wish to do? Do I want to go first as Rome and use a minor campaign? There's a lot to be said for that, actually. There's a lot to be said for that possibility. And plus I have this card too. Now, the downside of Numidian, of taking over bits of Eastern Numidia, is if I can't eventually trace supply there, it'll never matter. Alright. I think Rome is going to say I'm going first with a minor campaign. And Carthage says, alright, you do you, buddy. Oh, we've been waiting for this one. That's massive. Oh, we also need to remove Year of Carthaginian Naval Victory, because that's done with. Yeah, I've got some pretty spicy cards here. And we can cause havoc in a lot of different ways. But it's not my decision to make because Rome gets to go first. And as promised, Rome plays a minor campaign. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to take Varro and he's going to sail all the way over to Gades for one. Now, I do not believe you can intercept naval movement. So, Varro's got a chance to really hammer Hasdrubal, drive him back, and start taking Baetica. That will deprive them of a reinforcement each and every turn, which is massive. Oh, speaking of reinforcements, Rome never got theirs. Shoot. I'm gonna put all 5 of them actually here with and we're just gonna leave them all in Rome. So that was the first step, and then Varro is going to move in, and we're going to get a battle right off the beginning. So Varro is the attacker. Hasdrubal could try to withdraw. However, they'd lose a battle card if they did. He's a really good general. Yeah, you know, he's going to try. He's going to try to avoid battle. So he's going to roll. He needs to get a 3 or less. He got a 5. Oh well, he failed. So, Varro has 9 troops. That's going to be good for 9 battle cards. General rating of 1. And no allies. Carthage has 5 troops. And he's got a battle rating of 3. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4 allies. And then we switch back to Rome, and Rome, as the attacker, can choose to play any battle cards he sees fit. Spy and Enemy Camp isn't that great, in all honesty. But this one is. He's going to play Allied Deserts. And then he's going to go ahead and take a card directly. He's going to take this one and go boop. Alright. So the turn is now ready to get started. And Varro says, I'm going to flank right. In case you're wondering, Carthage didn't have any battle cards it could have played. It could have played this one, but it only applies in certain situations. And so Hasdrubal says, flank right indeed, my chum. And then he's going to roll on a 3 or less. He gets to counterattack. He got another 5. And then Varro's like, I'm going to test your right flank again. And here is another flank right. He's going to roll to try to regain the initiative. He gets a 6. The dice are not kind to him right now. A flank right again. And here we have a bit of an issue, which is that he'd have to play a reserve, which immediately reveals to the other player that he doesn't have another flank right. But he's got to do it, right? Because the alternative is admitting that he lost. You're just going to have to hope that he can counterattack, which he can't. Now, he is really wishing he had another flank right now. But he doesn't. And there's an awful lot of frontal assaults in the deck. So one thing he could do to get sneaky is to go ahead and play a probe. Modify your retreat table die roll by -2. And so what that means is if I win the battle, the retreat is less dangerous for the enemy. Which is fun, because I'm really just trying to force him out of my way. So I could eventually start laying siege to New Carthage. Because that's the other big thing we need to do. So as Rome, I could probe, but it would... Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to probe. And since Hasdrubal doesn't have a probe, he says, good job, Rome. You did it. And then he's going to take all of his battle cards and discard them. And Rome will do the same once I switch back over. That was 4 rounds, so we're going to roll once on the casualty table for both sides. 6. Ouch. It's going to be 2 troops each. And Varro's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm Rome. I've got all the troops I could ever need. And then Hasdrubal's going to roll again on the retreat table. He has a -2 to this. So instead of being a 4, it's a 2. He loses 1 more guy. And Carthage now has to remove a political control marker from his own lower. He's going to take the one off the Balearic Islands. It's pointless. And then he's going to retreat, and I believe you can only retreat 1 space, right? Or can you retreat as far as you want? You can retreat up to 4 spaces. Hasdrubal is going to back off to New Carthage. Varro takes the spot, and that is action 1. Now, coming over here. I can manipulate this so that I can start trying to retake Gallia Cisalpina. But here's the thing. Hannibal will never be weaker than he is now. He just won't. Oh, I need to put away my other battle cards here. So we're gonna do a boop. I mean, okay, Hannibal could obviously always be weaker than he is now. But what you haven't seen yet is that Hannibal is a pretty dangerous general for a lot of reasons. But there's also no reason not to go after him. I have 10 troops. Hannibal has 8, including 2 elephants. So the elephants are not to be ignored. But if we can't stop him, then we're going to run into an issue. So we're going to go and activate Flaminius now. He's going to move 1. And Hannibal's got a chance to intercept if he wants it. So, doing the math. Hannibal knows he's got 3 allies in... He's got 3 allies in Italy. That's going to be 3 battle cards. 4 for his general rating is 7, and he's got 8 troops. Plus he's got the elephant charge, which we'll talk about here in a second. That's 15 cards. Rome is going to have 15 cards as well. Because he's going to get 10 from his troops, 2 from his general rating. Oh, sorry, 14. And then 2 from that. And then you go back in the bag. Yeah, Hannibal would probably benefit most. He could get really sneaky, actually. I'll tell you how. If he avoids battle from Flaminius, who is admittedly pretty good at pursuing, but if he does successfully avoid battle, he could retreat to this space and pick up another troop, which is 1 more card in battle. And that's not nothing. But first he has to decide whether he wants to intercept or not. And I don't think it's worth... I mean, it's a 66% chance of getting an extra card. Yeah, he's going to try it. He's going to try to intercept. It means he can't avoid later on, but... He got a 5. Oh dear. Which means battle is joined. And it's time to get started here. So. If I do 0, does it draw 10 cards? No, that's right. We'll draw 9 and then 1. So, I get 10 for troops, 2 for general, 2 for allies. Carthage gets 8 for troops, 4 for general, 3 for allies, and now we do the elephant charge. I'm going to roll the dice. If it's greater than his, then he's going to lose some CUs. So we basically need to get a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And we get a 4. Which means they actually lose 2 cards. And those are just discarded. So I'm going to go 1, 2. But there's one other thing about Hannibal that makes him extra tricky. It's right here. Once per turn, I can use a probe as a flank or a double envelopment. That's incredibly important. What have I done? I just fucked that up a bit, sorry. Alright. So, Flaminius, what are you going to lead with? I've got 3 flank lefts. It is somewhat unlikely that the enemy has more than a couple, so I'm going to play that. Carthage is like, I'm going to check my hand, and yes, I've got a flank left, and then he's going to roll to counterattack. He succeeds. Now, he gets the initiative, and he sees something very interesting about his hand. He has 2 reserves and a double envelopment. He's also got a bunch of flank rights, though. So, the smarter play for Hannibal would normally be to play the flank right. Because the one thing that they don't know that I have is they don't know that I have 3 of the 4 reserves in the deck. This is an incredibly lucky draw for Hannibal. He's probably going to win this battle. But he's going to play a flank right. And this does not bode well for Rome, although Hannibal can't know that. I don't have another flank right. If he flanks right again, we lose. Which is definitely not a good thing. But we still need to roll, and if we get a 1 or a 2, we regain the initiative. We get a 5. Now, if Hannibal knew what I had in my hand, he would definitely hit with a double envelopment right now because I can't repel that. But he's gonna play the odds, and so I'm gonna play another flank right. And the Roman player is like, "You got me, buddy," and I'm like, "Really? That was easy." But that is what happens when you have Hannibal as your general. That's going to be 3 rounds of combat. So we're going to roll for battle. It's a 4. Each person loses 1 troop. Sorry, these 6 troops should now be in Rome. And then I've got to roll in the retreat table as Flaminius. I get a 1. I still lose a unit. No, I lose 2 units because I had such a large army. And then I have to remove... Oh, wait, sorry, I'm removing from the wrong guy. There we go. I have to remove a marker from the board. Which is, you know, whatever. I can't really do much about that. I'm going to take another one out of Sicily. And I can retreat up to 4 spaces. And so Flaminius goes back 1, 2. And he's going to increase his troops back up to 10. And these will reduce to 6. And I can keep trying with him, right? That's the big benefit. However, it is now Carthage's turn. Carthage really wants to play Carthaginian siege train. Because if he can start, like, sieging cities down in Rome, it's that much harder for them to counter me. Hannibal Charms Italy is an incredibly powerful card that I'm just not quite in the right space to play yet. Because I can only remove up to 2 this turn, and I'd rather wait and use that another turn. Especially when I could play this card to activate somebody. Do I care about Hasdrubal right now? I sure don't. Like, I know Hasdrubal's weak, and there's every incentive for Var to keep pushing him, but there's nothing I can really do to help him, other than just keep moving him. I could play this card to move that, but that seems like kind of a waste. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Carthaginian siege train. It's too powerful a card, then Carthage gets it too infrequently. And this is now added to Hannibal's stack of troops. It has no actual value, but it does let him siege without the -1. Now, should always be 48 battle cards, no more, no less. Now, I've only got one more naval movement card, but I'm actually pretty happy with what I've got here. I'm actually very happy with this. The only other thing I could do is I could really screw with them by going down to Africa, but Hanno is a very tough customer. And he's really good at removing PCs. And I think my best strategy as Rome is just to go ahead and keep pressing the decision here. So I'm going to go ahead and play Spy in Enemy Camp as a card to activate Varro. I'm going to move 1. I'm going to drop off a dude. And then Hasdrubal gets a chance to try to intercept me. Hasdrubal wants no part of this fight. Hasdrubal's just going to say, you want to fight, we'll fight. And Varro says, done. Does Hasdrubal want to avoid battle? He does. I'll have to decide. Yeah, I will leave one guy behind. Because that way I can take all of Baetica the next time I play a card. Yeah, Hasdrubal doesn't want to fight. Because he's probably going to lose. But if he fails, he loses a battle card. So let's do some math. That's going to be 6 cards for Varro, and it's going to be a lot more for Hasdrubal, actually. It's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's gonna accept battle. He's not gonna try to avoid. Probably should have intercepted, but oh well. So now we draw again. Varro has 5 guys, so he gets 5 plus 1. He has no allies yet. Hasdrubal's got 2 plus 3 plus 4. His Spanish allies. If anyone helps him win this fight, it's going to be his Spanish allies. And so Varro is going to play a frontal assault. Now this is not a great strategy because there's so many in the deck. But Varro has a plan. And his plan is, I don't care if I win or not. His plan is to make the battle go as long as it can. And here comes Hasdrubal dropping his frontal assault. Hasdrubal's got to get a 3 or better to retake the initiative. And he does. Now, he's got a bunch of different cards to play. And he knows he has more cards than Varro. Because that's always a known, right? Hasdrubal has one chance here. And that's to end this fight and hope that Varro is so badly bloodied that he'll leave him alone. So he's going to go, I'm going for the Hail Mary. I'm going to play double envelopment. And this is where Varro goes, fuck. I don't have one of those. And he doesn't have anything to defend. So, just like that, Hasdrubal has won an incredibly important fight. Now, we are still going to roll on the attrition table, but it's only with a 2. Which means he's only if he gets really unlucky will he lose any casualties in this fight. And of course, he gets the 6. So he's now down to 1 guy. Varro's going to lose 1. But here's the really bad news. Because of the double envelopment, I have to add 2 to my retreat roll. This could be massive. It's incredibly massive. I lose all of my troops as Varro. So, that's going to be... it's rounded down, right? Political losses are always rounded down. Yeah. So he's got to take 2 more off the board. And now he's got to take it off someone that he knows it's going to hurt. So he's going to take 1 here and 1 here. And Varro does get to retreat. And on his way back home, he's going to pick up 2 more guys. So it could have been a whole lot worse for Varro, but not by a whole lot. Oh, right. You're going to go boop. And then you have 2 troops. Oh, hang on. Or is Varro eliminated? Let's see here. Withdrawal of battle. No, that's to leave. Retreat. If you get an all result, does it also take out the general? Or does the general get to live and fight another day? I need to look that up really quickly here. Sorry, everyone. But with the double envelopment... here we go. You can't leave people behind. That's fine. Boo, 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 boo. I think if you wipe out all of the CUs, the generals get displaced. Right. I need to see when generals get displaced. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't think this would drag down like this, but this is an incredibly important thing to be concerned about. And there's no index for this rules book, is there? That's a real shame. Retreats. Because I don't think a general can ever have no troops. I think we just displace the general. That's all about avoiding battle and interception. Naval movement. Yes, okay. So the general's actually displaced. Which is actually not the end of the world for me. So Varro is removed from the game. I mean, not forever. He can always be elected again. And that concludes Rome's turn. Now I go to Carthage's turn. Or we would if we hadn't forgotten to return the cards. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that fight with Varro. It's easy to underestimate how powerful a good general is. But I've done damage, and I've really weakened Hasdrubal. Hasdrubal's not really a threat to anybody, and I've always got that extra ability to bring somebody else over. Hell, I could send Paulus across with a small force, and he could do some damage. But I want to activate Hannibal, but not yet. I'm going to go ahead and play Macedonian Reinforcements to activate Hannibal. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3... 4. And I'm just going to pick this guy up and I'm going to put him over there. That's all. That's my entire turn with Hannibal. Now, I would very much like to beat Hasdrubal to the point where he can no longer challenge me. However, doing so will be quite tricky, and I've only got one card left, and I definitely can't sacrifice Flaminius. That is not an option for me. The best I could do is I could give somebody 3 troops. I could give Paulus 3 troops. And Paulus is definitely a better general than Varro, for sure. He's a 3-2. But... no, there's a better play here. Boop, boop. Now Baetica belongs to Carthage. Or to Rome, rather. So, we're going to pop into the notebook here, and I'm going to go 7 for Rome, 11 for Carthage. And admittedly, Carthage is probably not super happy about that, but given that they're currently tearing through Rome at a frightening rate, you know, there's worse things that they could be doing to me. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and play Hannibal Charms Italy. And this card is going to be massive, because basically I get to remove any space he enters as long as there's no CUs. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And those spaces are all just gone. And this is extremely bad news for Rome, because Rome just lost to another territory to being neutral. Sorry, 2 more territories to being neutral. Apulia and Lucania are now both neutral. And Rome can't let that go. Any plans I might have had to get more involved over here, I have to spend markers doing something else. Oh, that was a major dick move by Hannibal. But it's brilliant, right? It's absolutely brilliant. It forces me to take this incredibly powerful card, which could really hurt Carthage, and I have to waste it now, because I cannot take a risk of Hannibal just taking a territory from me. So I'm going to go ahead and use it for political control. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And Apulia returns to Roman control. Back to Carthage. Carthage says, that's fine. I'm going to play this stupid card I don't even care about. For 3 political control markers. Oh, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And now Lucania is firmly in the grasp of Carthage. And I need to do something drastic if I'm Rome. And I don't even have Varro anymore. That's the really bad news. I don't have a general that I can move very easily. So anything I put down is going to be something that's just going to get removed. But that has to be something that I accept. Because I don't have another choice. Sadly. Because Flaminius is a 2, right? Yeah, he's a good dude, but I only have 1s left in my hand. This is all about damage control for the rest of the turn. So I'm going to go ahead and play. Oh, wait. If Campania is Roman controlled, I can get 2 troops with anyone in Italy. I've already got max troops with Flaminius, though, is the issue. So I'm going to play that card, not for reinforcements. No, that's too good, right? It's too good. Even if I can't move with them, I can always leave them in Rome. So I'm just going to increase that to 5. I can't waste a card like that. And then Carthage has a number of choices here. But he's going to try to go to Sicily. Which he actually cannot do because he can't cross the straits until he controls Rhegium. You'd have to control both cities, actually. So he's like, nah, it's not worth my time. I'm going to start sieging Naples. He's going to play hostile tribes for that. And now, this is just a flat die roll. It's no longer modified down. If I can take Naples, Neapolis, there's another card that instantly has Capua desert to Hannibal. And that would be a pretty amazing deal. So he's going to take this die, he's going to roll it. And he gets a 5, which is good for 1 siege token. Nice. And this is Rome's worst nightmare. Hannibal is causing all kinds of shit, and I can't do a damn thing about it. I could use Storms at Sea at some point. Oh no, it's only for naval movement. Yeah. So I'm just going to say I'm going to put down a marker. I'm happy about it, but I'm going to do it. That's good for a CU too, though. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and play Mutin's Numidians. Because it's a free troop too, right? He's going to flip this to a Carthaginian space, and he's going to get to put a soldier there. Boop. Which means Sicily is now neutral. But I'm just going to tell you up front, Rome's not going to let that happen. He's going to instantly play a political control marker there. So technically it would have been neutral for a second, but then Rome just retakes it. But now Carthage has 2 cards in a row. And he's going to go ahead and play Epidemic to continue the siege of Neapolis. Oh, dude. Whatever. I think you just flip it. There you go. So next turn, he's going to take that city. And there's very little that Rome can do to stop him. And then he's like, oh, by the way, hey, Rome, you don't have Carthage City Sardinia anymore. And this is extremely bad news for Carthage. Or for Rome, rather. No, that's down to this. So, the next thing happens is winter attrition. And there is one bright piece of news for Rome, which is that Hannibal's going to have to roll for attrition. He can't do anything about that. Hannibal currently has 7 troops. He's going to roll on the attrition table here, and he might lose an elephant if he rolls really badly. But he gets a 2. It's just one guy. He's like, meh. I've had worse things happen. No one else is eligible for winter attrition. Next, we enter into the victory check phase. Rome has to take 7 markers off the board. And that's going to hurt. So that's 1. They're going to have to remove in Sicily. 2. 3. Might as well pull out of Etruria. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Rome is in a really bad way right now. I hope that's obvious. And they do have help coming, but that help isn't coming anytime soon. They've still got to get through one more turn in order to have a chance of succeeding. So, reinforcements. One with any general in Africa or in Carthage. That gives Hanno 8. Hasdrubal gets 1 reinforcement, not 2. This did work out for them. So, a minor hooray. And then 1 with anyone on the map. That's going to go right to Hannibal. Rome is going to designate a proconsul. I like Flaminius. Flaminius is going to be my proconsul. And then we're going to go ahead and pick 2 people. Our old pal Scipio and Nero. Now, Nero is who I've been waiting for as far as commanders go. Oh, they're actually all going to be there, but I don't mind Nero taking over Flaminius. So we're going to do this. Paulus is in his own spot. And Flaminius is removed from the board. And then it's hard to see, but just to make it clear, Scipio's actually with Rome. He's not with the army, so that I can then send Scipio off back to Spain to do some damage. But Nero's who I most wanted. Nero is the only general we have right now that's fast enough to keep up with Hannibal. And then we get reinforcements. We're going to give Scipio all 5 of them. He's going to get a full set of 10 troops. We're going to do this thing this turn. As Rome. And if I'm Rome, I am begging for a campaign card. Because if I don't stop Hannibal's momentum right now, I probably lose the game at the end of this turn. It's not a guarantee, but it's a very high likelihood. So I'm going to draw 8 cards. There's only 6 left in the deck, so we draw 6. Flip, shuffle, 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 and 2 more. And I got the card I wanted most. I got not 1, but 2, and I'm right away going to say minor campaign, bitches. I'm not even going to hesitate. And Hannibal's like, yeah, whatever, dude. You do you. Oh, this is a kick in the balls for Roman. They don't even know about it yet. I even drew Mutin's Numidians again. Nice. This is brutal. I could easily take a province this turn, but Rome is going first. And the first thing Rome is going to do is send Publius Scipio off to Malacca, and then he's going to advance 1. I'm just going to leave his troops here, because I can't pick them up anyway. And then I'm going to go with Nero. I have to do it, but I have one thing that they don't know that I have. This guy. I can scare his elephants, and he doesn't know that. And this could be a turning point for Rome. I'm very excited right now. So I'm going to go 1. I'm going to give Hannibal the option to intercept. However, if he does so, he instantly forfeits his siege progress. He doesn't want to do that. Oh, besiege thieves can't even intercept if they want to. So I'm going to go attack. And this is going to be... I don't think there's any exaggeration that this is probably the most important battle of the game. This may very well determine who wins and who loses. So, battle cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. 9 plus 1. Plus 2 for Nero. Plus 2 for Italian allies. Hannibal has 7 troops. His battle rating is 4, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4 Italian allies. And he's starting to get a real smug look on his face right now. He's like, I'm about to roll for elephants, and I'm going to be all, afraid not. Your elephants got super scared. Now, I want this to be fair. So what I'm actually going to do... Oh, right. I need to be Carthage, don't I? Because I already know what these are, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them, stack them, shuffle them, and I'm going to remove the top 2. A reserve, and a frontal assault. That's fine. What I didn't want to do is remember what we know that maybe Carthage doesn't know. Oh, here. Go ahead and draw all the cards from that deck. What I know that he doesn't know is that as Hannibal, I have 3 double envelopments. Flank left. Hannibal says, I see your flank left and raise you a flank left. And then he's going to roll to take control. He fails. He's going to go flank left. And Hannibal starts freaking out for a second. He's like, okay, I've got a reserve. Now, Hannibal won, but he's got a major issue right now. If there's any way whatsoever that he can match my double envelopment, all he needs is 1 flank left and I lose. It's not worth the risk. What I could do is, in lieu of playing a battle card... Oh, no, only attackers can withdraw, that's right. He's going to play a flank right. And I know that I've got 3 double envelopments, so my chances are pretty decent that he can't stop me. But I, quite frankly, can't take that risk as Hannibal. Alright. Flank right it is. I need to roll a 1 or a 2. I got a 6. Hannibal plays another flank right. We switch back to Rome. And Rome says, shit, reserve. And I'm going, that's interesting. Because I can make a probe into a flank right. I've got this battle won. As long as Rome doesn't succeed on this die roll. And they don't. So Carthage is like, a flank right. And Rome is like, you dirty bastard. So, first we roll on the attrition table. With a column of 5. Roll, roll, roll. Now I roll low. No damage for either side. Now I have to roll on the retreat table as Rome. And I get a 3. I'm going to lose 3 units, which is going to be 1 more marker off the board. I mean, that's whatever. I've had worse problems in the game. For sure. I'm going to go and remove Brundisium. So that's that. And then I have to retreat as Nero. So I'm going to retreat back to Rome. Hannibal's feeling mighty pleased with himself, as he should, because he took a battle he probably wasn't going to win and made it into a win. Now, obviously, had he known what we both knew from Dramatic Irony, which is that I didn't have a double envelopment, I just had a reserve, he could have used a double envelopment and really fucked us up. But he didn't. I'm going to switch back to Rome just long enough to discard my cards. But as Rome, I've seen worse turns. I've seen much worse turns. And Hannibal is going to go ahead and play Spy an Enemy Camp to activate Hannibal. As long as he gets 1 siege point, Naples switches sides. And it does. You're removed. And now Naples belongs to Hannibal. As Rome, I am in a very bad position. Oh, sorry. That's another neutral. I'm going to lose the game at the end of this turn. Unless I can do something to start putting out a bunch more markers. Or do a lot of damage to Carthage in some way. And I don't have Etruria. Doesn't Nero have some special ability? Oh, 6 spaces with a campaign card. Whatever. Major campaign. I'm up against the wall right now as Rome. And I'm going to tell Scipio. I mean, he can avoid battle, which he definitely should. He's going to try to avoid battle. And to avoid, it's got to be less than his rating, right? Yes. And he fails. And worst of all, he's going to lose a battle card, but that doesn't really matter to him. Because Scipio got this in the bag, pretty much. Alright, so we're going to draw not 1, not 2, but 10 cards. Oh dear. I have all 4 double envelopments. This is going to end badly for Carthage. And then Rome's going to have free reign throughout Spain, and I can start trying to take New Carthage, but that's all lovely stuff for later on. Scipio is a 2 as a general, so he gets 2, and I have 1 Spanish ally. Hasdrubal has 2 soldiers. He's got a value of 3. And then he has 1, 2, 3 Spanish allies. And just to at least increase the chances of success, he's going to go ahead and play Spanish allies desert. So then that card gets discarded. And this is going to be a very unsubtle move by Scipio, double envelopment. And Hasdrubal confidently says, I have a double envelopment, sweating by the fact it doesn't have any more. Flank right. He's like, I got a flank right. Got to get a 1 or a 2. He got a 5. Flank right. And back to this side. I see your flank right and raise you a flank right. Fails again. However, there's another way that I can win this battle. If he can't play a card, I win. He plays another flank right. I'm going to go ahead and play a reserve. Oops. Yeah. Come on, give me a 1 or a 2, you jerk. There we go. And Scipio's like double envelopment. And he's like, fuck. Well done. GG. Hasdrubal just got owned. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. That's a 2. Scipio's only going to lose 1 guy. Hasdrubal loses 1, and he's honestly wiped out. There's nothing he can roll that won't wipe him out. So he just loses his other troop as well. And most importantly, Hasdrubal is now removed from the board and won't come back until next turn. And I can start the Siege of New Carthage. And they have to pull a marker off the board. And you know what? They're probably going to be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Here, I'll take 1 random 1 out of Africa. Then we have battle number 2, Electric Boogaloo. And we have a very serious issue. Which is that I just shuffled 9 cards instead of the whole deck. There we go. Now I've got a couple of options with my dude here. Nero. I can chase down Hannibal. But that's not really going to move the needle enough. I need to stop them from having control of my regions. And so the best thing I can do is start wiping out their control. And so here's where I go. 1, 2, 3. Typically speaking, there's a specific overrun rule, but every time I've ever played the game, it's like, there's no way I'm going to win with 1 battle card. I'm just going to freely admit that I've been defeated there. But since it's always round down, that's actually not going to cost him any tokens. What is your deal? Why won't you go back in your bag? How weird. Oh well. And then he's going to leave behind 2 troops. And that's going to conclude Rome's first turn. And then Carthage drops this bombshell, and I'm like, you son of a fucking bitch. Carthage is dangerously close to winning an automatic victory. Because if he controls Sicily and he takes Apulia, the only province I've got left is Rome. He wins the game. And what Rome is trying to do at this point, they're trying to hold out. They're just going to try to place as many markers as they possibly can. However, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it at all. Unless we cannot merely win, but destroy Hannibal this turn. The difference in regions, I can't make this up in one turn. It cannot be done. Rome has to get mega aggressive here. I'm going to play a force march. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Pick up his dudes. Is Hannibal going to intercept? There's no reason why he shouldn't. He's going to try. And then plus it makes him the attacker, which lets him play the first card. And he got it. So he's like, not so fast, my dude. It's Capua time. As opposed to Capybara time, which is very, very different. So, Hannibal, as the attacker, is going to get to draw his battle cards first. He has a total of 7 combat units. General rating of 4. And he has how many Italian allies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Syracuse doesn't count as an Italian ally. It's not part of Italia. I don't believe. Let me quickly check that actually, if it counts as part of Italia. Because I think the most allies Carthage can ever get in Italy is 5. So let me see. 14.2. Glossary number 3. Which provinces are part of Italy officially? Okay, so Sicily and Syracuse don't count as part of Italy. So then he just gets his utterly pathetic 5 allies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you can never have more than 20 cards in a battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, he's good. And then he's going to roll his elephant charge now, because if he succeeds, I'll just draw 2 fewer cards. Oh, he had to get greater than or equal to, I think, didn't he? Yeah, this elephant charge actually backfires. So I'm not going to get my intercept card, because I actually lose a card for that. Oh, no, because it's per elephant, right? Yeah. So he's got to discard another card, and he's going to get rid of one of these. The frontal assault. And we're going to shuffle it. Now Rome gets to draw. Rome is not in great shape. They've only got one ally now. But it's going to be 7, 2, and 1. Rome is not feeling great about this battle. Carthage has way more cards than they do, and just way more options in general. Hannibal's gonna play a frontal assault. And Flaminius, Nero sees it and rolls. He fails. Like, there is no need to get fancy here. Actually, I could just stack everything in one stack and then just divide by 2. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Not that it matters, because I think Rome is about to bite the big one here. Yep. A frontal assault again. And at this point, the Roman player may well flip the table. Because that was about as bad as that battle could have gone. He couldn't regain control. He loses. Both sides are going to roll on the 3. No losses for anybody. Rome's got to retreat. They're going to roll on the retreat table. They get a 4, and they lose 5 units. Which means they have to be able to pull 2 markers off the board, and so they're just going to go 1, 2. Oh, they should have one more card for Apulia. I miscounted. Oh, well. It's not going to matter, because Carthage has pretty much won this game. Like, there is absolutely no way that Rome can come back, I don't think. Not unless Carthage did something incredibly stupid. And I don't think there's anything sufficiently stupid. Like, short of basically saying Carthage is going on a boat ride, or Hannibal's going on a boat ride, there's nothing that Rome could do that would be dumb enough. And actually, Rome's about to win. Carthage is about to win this game. No, it's going to take him 2 turns, because it doesn't have one that gives him 3. So he plays Ligurian recruits, and he's going to play 2 political control markers. Rome is kind of trapped. They're going to play Marcobal's cavalry. They have to play a political control marker here, because if Carthage had taken it, they would win the game instantly. You intercepted, so you would have had to retreat, like, back to Rome, for instance. There we go. He's gonna play Mutin's Numidians to activate Hannibal. And he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the big issue. There's absolutely nothing that we can do to stop Hannibal. As soon as this marker flips, game over. And Hannibal took no losses in that last battle, and we lost most of our army. And I can't even get instant reinforcements. The best I can do is attack and hope that one of my 4 cards is one that Hannibal can't match. Which is a real shame, but that's where we are. This game is over. Carthage is won. Rome is going to concede because there's no way they could possibly win. Or is there? No, because I don't have a way to flip a marker in... I'd have to be able to take one of the Italian provinces from him in one turn. I just can't do that. I cannot win this game as Rome. I can't even make this game last another turn. Like, there's seriously nothing that Rome can do to win this game, short of somehow miraculously defeating Hannibal in battle. Which is just... the cards aren't going to allow it. We're talking 5 cards for Nero, and Hannibal's going to get 9 from his troops alone. So yeah, Rome reaches hand across the table, says, "Good game, Carthage." And that's it for Hannibal Rome versus Carthage. A bit of an anticlimactic victory, perhaps, but there was really no way for Rome to win. Once Hannibal won... because Hannibal's won every battle he's fought. Which is very possible. Hannibal is the best general in the game until Scipio Africanus comes out. But yeah. I probably did not spend enough time in Italy. I got blinders for Spain, which is one of my weaknesses when I play this game. I tend to get overly focused on Spain. Because if Scipio was still in Spain, was still in Italy, I could do a lot of damage to Rome, to Hannibal. But he's not. I didn't do it right. I fucked up, and that's why I win, but I also lose. So, shrug. I hope you guys enjoyed Hannibal Rome versus Carthage. Next week, we're going to be playing Power Grid, which is a very different kind of game, but an excellent game all the same. And that'll be great fun. And then the week after that, we're going to be right back into wargaming. With Paths of Glory, followed by Versailles 1919. So that's what's coming up for the next few weeks. Until then, though, this has been Avendian. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you good day.